want to talk about a new drug on the market, Lybalvi. Lybalvi is a combination drug with olanzapine and samidorphan. Olanzapine is an older drug called Zyprexa is its trade name. Olanzapine is used in the treatment of schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. It works very well. I consider it a very good drug with one problem. It caused increased appetite, weight gain, metabolic syndrome, meaning your cholesterol went up, your triglycerides went up. Also, insulin resistance, meaning the insulin secreted by your pancreas stopped working and stopped letting sugar enter your cells, so you went into a high sugar state, a diabetic-like state. It could predispose you to diabetes. High sugar then caused coronary artery disease, hypertension. So the cascading series of effects from olanzapine, which happened to be a great drug for bipolar disorder and schizophrenia, were all this weight gain, metabolic syndrome. In some studies, people gained upwards of the average individual gained 28 pounds in 1 year from olanzapine. Okay, so now we see why you would use another drug, samidorphan, in hope that you will decrease appetite. That's the goal of mixing the two drugs, to get all the benefits of olanzapine and minimize the weight gain or the dangerous metabolic effects from the olanzapine with samidorphan, a mu-opioid receptor antagonist. That means it blocked the mu-opioid receptor. Okay, that sounds good. Here's some problems. One, there are cheaper alternatives that block the mu-opioid receptor, like naloxone, which is used for opiate overdoses, or two, naltrexone, which is already on the market with another drug, bupropion, to block appetite and decrease weight. And it's also used in another form, in another trade name, for alcohol use disorder, to decrease cravings for alcohol. So this company, Alkermes, came up with samidorphan. It has a longer half-life than naloxone and naltrexone, meaning it lasts longer, and it has more of affinity for the receptor. That's not a consolation prize. That doesn't mean that much. In the studies I read, it only decreased the weight gain from olanzapine by about 30 to 40%. So let's say you gain 30 pounds roughly. That means you'd only gain like 20 or 12 to 20 pounds. It's still too much weight gain. There are other products on the market like ziprasidone, Geodon, Abilify or Piprazole, Caplida, Loracidone, which don't cause that amount of weight gain. Not to mention, this drug is going to be a brand name, Lybalvi, and why not just use olanzapine with naltrexone for dirt cheap? For just a few bucks, you could get the same effect. So when you mix it with olanzapine and samidorphan in this brand name drug, you're going to spend a fortune for what's already available. And it doesn't minimize the weight gain that much with olanzapine. So needless to say, I'm not really excited about this new drug. I know they're going to try and push it. They're going to try and get people to spend a lot of money. Don't go for it. If you want to use olanzapine, you want to lose weight, I suggest minimizing some of the effects of the metabolic syndrome with metformin, or minimizing with naltrexone the appetite increase associated with olanzapine. You don't need to use this brand name and spend all this money. The mechanism on how this works, they believe that olanzapine, yes, it treats psychosis by blockade of dopamine receptors in the mesolimbic tract, but olanzapine, the antipsychotic, blocks serotonin receptors, the 5-HT2A and 2C. The blockade of the 5-HT2C receptor is what causes weight gain. If you stimulate the 5-HT2C receptor, you lose weight. This is how olanzapine causes weight gain. There's a drug called fenfluramine. It was a mixture. It was used with fenfluramine, phentermine to lose weight, but that caused some kind of cardiac valve abnormality, so they stopped it. But fenfluramine stimulates the 5-HT2C receptor, causing weight loss. That's the mechanism there. The mechanism of how samidorphan decreases appetite is by blockade or antagonism of the mu-opioid receptor. There's 3 opioid receptors, mu, delta, and kappa. Stimulation of the mu gets you high, makes you feel good, blocks pain, constipating, makes you itch all over, makes your eyes pinpoint, slows your bladder down, increases your itching because the mast cells release histamine, lowers your blood pressure, lowers heart rate, suppresses your respiratory system. That's what causes overdose, causes euphoria. It causes tolerance. But if we block that, the mechanism is not clear, but if you block the mu-opioid receptor, you get appetite suppression. This is all good. This is for my friends in Canada who love when I discuss the mechanism of actions and how things work. So that's for my friends in Canada. So that's the story. So I'm not really thrilled with Lybalvi. I don't think it's anything new. You can create what they're doing with generic products on the market. There's nothing new here. This is not a new drug. So when I say new treatment for bipolar, really, there's nothing new here. Thank you. Dr. Mark Agresti. If you want to read more about everything I'm talking about, I have my book, Tales from the Couch, on Amazon.com.